Hello everyone, I am Vanila, and in this video I would like to explain to you how to make a crochet pullover. In this case, as you can see, it's made with different colors. So what I've done, I've actually used different yarns, so different texture of yarns and different colors of yarns from my scraps. So the whole pullover is made of scraps, as you can see. Even the collar has scraps, everything has scraps. It doesn't matter from what yarn you make, you create this piece. It will still be very pretty, very easy to follow this tutorial. So if you can crochet single stitches and crochet stitches and slip stitch and air loops, then you can actually do this jumper very easily and very quick, and you will understand quite well the tutorial. So I've got Ferrule's hook in this case here. So to do the collar and the cuffs, you need to use smaller hook. To do the body and to do the sleeves, you need bigger hook. For instance, if you do the collar and the cuffs with 4mm hook, size 4, then let's say the body you will do with 5mm hook. Or if you use smaller hook as 5 number hook, then you should go up to 6.5 to do the body. So as you can see, you can play around and see what works for you. For instance, in this tutorial I'll explain to you how to do the small size, but if you need excess size, then what you need to do is go down with hooks. So for instance, I'll be doing hook size number 5 on the collar and cuffs, but you should start doing with 4, hook size number 4, because you want to make it smaller. If you want to do larger, let's say medium to large size, then you go up the hook. So you do size, let's say 5.5 hook to 7 hook, and that's how you do your project. I've got wooden hooks here and plastic hooks, which I love so much. I feel comfortable using Ferrule's hooks. So it's quite easy to do. So what we need to do is this collar. So we need to do the collar. I've got here the beginning of a collar in multicolored yarn. This is what we need to start with, because it's a raglan. We do it from the top to bottom. So we do the collar first, and then we grow it into body and sleeves and everything else. So this is the collar. I use size number 5 hook to create the collar. I'm going to show you how to start this project, this collar, and you'll see that everything else is really easy to follow. So let's try to make size small. So this is my yarn, in this case is acrylic yarn, and we do a slip knot like so. I use in this instance hook size number 4. You can use hook which is suitable for you, for the size you're making, as I explained in this video. So what we need to do now is to do 7 air loops. So 1, make sure it's not too tight, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We turn this piece, this air loop, we tighten here, the last loop we tighten. So what we need to do is to follow these bumps. As we turn this chain, you can see the bumps here. So we crochet into these bumps because everything otherwise would be quite simple and quite nice. So we do 6 stitches. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we turn this piece, we do 1 air loop, 1 chain, and then we knit both loops like this. We crochet them, then we work into these back loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I like to do the both loops at the end. As you can see, I've crocheted the first 2 loops and the last 2 loops. Why? Because the chain becomes a bit more sturdy, so you can actually have a better chain, better collar, so it will last a longer time, this garment, if you do it like this. But if you want to make it a bit more airy, then do just 1 loop. So we turn the work, we make 1 chain, I do 2 loops at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in total we make 6 stitches. So as you can see, we get something like bumps here, these, and these bumps contains 2 rows, and as you work you'll create more bumps, you'll create longer collar, enough suitable to your size depending on the hook you're using and the yarn you are using. So we need to make 42 of these. You see these lines here, which contains 2 rows, so we need 42 bumps to do like this. In total 84 rows. So you do them like this, you count them, and I'll show you how to do next. And there you go. So I've made here a ribbed stitch, ribbed collar, and as you can see, here's a couple of lines here. You see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. We multiply by 2 because it contains 2 rows. It's the same on the back, as you can see, it creates the same structure. And so, for instance, we make, like in this example, I started another jumper and I've made 42 bumps, 42 ribs here, which in total makes 84 rows, as you can see here. And then what we need to do is slip stitch. So as you can see, I slip stitch here. Let me show you on the smaller size how is to slip stitch. So you hold it like this, and then you, in the first loop and in the second loop, we pull the yarn through like so, and we do a slip stitch. The next one, next two stitches, we grab the yarn and do it like this again. So and this is how we do it to the end. So the end of 6. In total make 6 stitches, 6 slip stitches, like so. Then we turn the work and we end up crocheting around. So what we need to do, so as you can see, it has one row here, one row that we've made is 1 crochet stitch. So 1 row, 1 crochet stitch, and then the second row is another crochet stitch. And this is what we need to do. In total we need to do 84 stitches, 84 crochet stitches around the collar, like this, and it will end up being like so. As you can see, I have crocheted here. You can go up the hook size when you do this to make sure it's not too tight. If you want to make it a bit looser, you take a bigger hook. And so we do 84 stitches, and then I'll show you how to do next. As you noticed already, this tutorial is suitable for beginners, and this is a raglan sleeve. As you can see, it's got like tiny little holes in here and here, as you can see. The same is on the back of this jumper. You see here and here. So this is what we need to make. So we need to knit here, crochet here, 17 stitches. Before we do 17 stitches, we need to do a V. So 2 double crochet into one single stitch into one loop, one single stitch, and then we do 17 stitches of double crochet. So we do 17 stitches here, then we do another V, then we do 23 stitches, which will be the front and the back. So I will be using a different color yarn in this instance for this jumper that I'm making. Better to explain. So this is a collar. This is the collar. So we create raglan here in this raglan points, 4 points. We do a this stitch in one single stitch, so it's a V, 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 V stitch. And V stitch is a double crochet, a loop, and then again we do double crochet in the same stitch as the previous double crochet. So we do 17 stitches. In here, the back and the front, we do 23 stitches, 23 stitches, and here 17 stitches. But we do not count these stitches. So all these numbers, 23 and 17, is purely double crochet stitches. The V we do not count. So, and then as you can see, this V goes into the shoulder line. This is the yoke shoulder line, and we knit like so 15 rows. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but this is schematics for what I'm trying to explain to you. As you can see, it's fairly simple, so I hope you understand my very simple explanation. I have found a different yarn, different multicolored yarn that I would like to make this sweater. As it happens, I want to make it into a multicolored sweater, so every part where I change the colors is also a multicolored yarn. So we do a slip knot. So what I need to do is cut this yarn and do a slip knot like so. Take a bigger hook and adjust this loop. So what we need to do is, okay, 3 loops, 1, 2, 3. Then yarn over and we create a V. So we do double stitch. So this is a loop, this is a V. In the beginning we do 3 loops because it is the beginning of a row, and then we need to stitch, we need to crochet 17 stitches. So okay, we need to do the shoulders. 3, no, we do not count the V, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 'I have crocheted 17 stitches. Now we need to make a V. So we do yarn over, so we do it like a double crochet, and so double crochet, then we do a loop, then we do another double crochet in the same hole as the previous double crochet that we started off with a V. Then in the next stitch we crochet another 23 stitches. So we've made 17, now we need to make 23, then we make 17, and then we finish off with 23, and basically it will be one row of doing the V stitch. So we do 23 stitches now, which will be the front and the back. 23 stitches means front or back. Don't forget that this is a bigger size hook we need to use for this first row of increasings. So I have done 23 stitches. Now it's time to do a V stitch. So yarn over, in the next loop we do one double stitch, double crochet stitch, then we do one single loop, yarn over, we do another double crochet in the same loop as the previous double crochet when we started to do a V. Now we start to crochet another 17. We've made 23, now 17, and then we do again 23. We meet up at the end and I'll explain to you more at the end of this row, and I'll explain to you more. I've made 23 stitches here, and I meet with this V, which we've made with 3 air loops. So what we need to do, so the last stitch, 23rd stitch is here, we do a slip stitch into this 3 air loops from previous row, from the beginning of this row. Then we do again 1, 2, 3 air loops, yarn over into this previous V, and we create another double crochet into this previous V, and then we do yarn over, and make sure you do not skip the stitch that you need to do from this V stitch, which will be an increase. So what you need to do is find this stitch in here. As you can see, it's a V stitch, yeah, V stitch. Now we need to do yarn over and do a double crochet into this stitch in the V. which is the increase of this raglan. Then we need all the stitches as they are, so we crochet all 17 stitches like so. And we do the increasing when we meet with the next V-stitch from the previous row. Okay. Okay, so we see this V-stitch, we crochet into this double crochet that forms the V-stitch, and this becomes an increase. So yarn over, then we do another V because we need to do the stitches, double crochets and one air loop in between of them into the previous V-stitch. We need to create another V-stitch, and every row we crochet the V-stitch, and we add before and after the V-stitch we add one double crochet, which will create the increasings of the sleeves. As you can see, it will increase. This V stitches creates increasings from both sides, from left and right, from all around basically. It will create extra let's say 16 stitches maybe. I have to think now, calculate my maths. Basically we add one stitch on one side of a V and one stitch on the other side of the V, and that's how we crochet 15 rows down. So we crochet the same way into the V, and we crochet everything until 15 rows are made, and we meet up then, and I'll explain to you how to do next. I've forgotten to mention that you can use markers like these ones. So when you get to the V stitch, you can put the marker like so in the middle of a stitch of a V, or you can put it on the top of a V and you close it like so. So when you get close to this stitch, when you need to crochet into it, you take it out, you do the V for instance, and then you put this marker here and you continue crocheting the way you're supposed to do. So you need 4 markers for 4 V stitches, which we've got on this jumper, on this sweater. So maybe it will help you crochet a bit faster and with less errors, with less mistakes. So this way it might ease your job of crocheting this jumper. this is one of those yoke that I've made these days for this tutorial. It's all made with multicolors, as you can see, and here I finished another color. I started with a different color. Anyway, so where is the seam? The seam would be on the right side. So this is the back. As you can see, this is the back. These are the shoulders, and this is the seam. This is Raglan sleeve. Raglan yeah, then what we need to do, so as you can see, this is the front. I'm sorry that I don't have one color, but one color crocheted jumper. At the moment I'm doing this jumper, so I have to show you on this one how I actually finish this piece and attach the sleeves. So what I do, I take the yarn and then I make a slip knot like so. This would be a different yarn. I want just to do a different block color. So this is the seam, so this is the right side. So okay, so we find the V with a hook 5.5, which I'm using for small size. I find the V and I grab the slip knot and pass through and then do a slip stitch, and then I do 4 air loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we pick up the other side of the sleeve. We find the V, so here it is, the V, and we do a slip stitch like so. This would be under the armpit, as you can see. This is under the armpit. Now we need to cut this piece, and then we do the same thing on the other side. Now we do the other side, so we do a slip knot like so, find the V stitch, and we grab this loop, this one, we pass through and we make a slip stitch, and then we do 1, 2, 3, 4 air loops. Then we turn to this side for the sleeve. This is where the armhole is, and find the V, and I grab the yarn and then do a slip knot, slip stitch, sorry. So this is where it is. I'm going to cut the yarn and make a knot like this. Now that is done, I have to do another slip knot. Okay, so I'm taking the right side, and this is the sleeve, and these are those 4 air loops. So in the third air loop we put the needle through, the hook through, and we grab the slip knot like this, we make two, in this case it's two, yeah, 2 air loops, and we crochet into the 4th hole of the 4 air loops we've made previously, and we make double crochet. Next we need to start the body, crocheting the body. So we avoid crocheting the V-stitch because it will create a hole, so yarn over and we crochet the next stitches, and we crochet all around the body as well as the other 4 air loops, which is under the other armpit, and I'll show you how to start off the second row from this this side. Now I have crocheted all row. This is the end of a row, so I'm showing you. So because we had 4 air loops, we need to crochet double stitch into the first air loop we've created, first air loop. Now in the second air loop, a double crochet, and with this hook we work with the yarn behind like this. We grab like this, we then pass through this area, then we do 1, 2 air loops, and then we crochet the next loop. What we need to do, we do like this every row, but there is a different way of doing this, which I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to unravel the slip stitch. So after the first row we did this slip stitch from behind like this. We grabbed it and we made a loop. Now we need to do 1 air loop like this, or better to say we do one slip stitch, and then we mark this slip stitch, and then the next one we start in the second, in the 4th loop we do double crochet, and that's how we work the round. So either way it's correct way of crocheting this Raglan jumper. So you can try one or the other that it's comfortable to you. It's all correct if you do it either way. So then we go around like this, we do another slip stitch, we mark that slip stitch, and then we do double crochets all around again. And this is how we repeat, and we do the body of this jumper all the same way we've made this row. So we just go around like this, and you can count, and possibly, if it's suitable for you, if you like 20 rows long down the body to be, then you could do it. If you want, let's say, crop top, you do less rows. So basically what's best to do is to actually wear it, and as you wear it as you make it, and see how it's suitable for you. And then after that we're going to do the rib stitch, the bottom part, and then we do the sleeves. So I've made about 20 rows, the body of with 20 rows of all around, like I've crocheted this jumper around, and it's about 20 rows now, and I would like to do the bottom rib. So it's a rib defect stitch like we've made in the beginning. As you can see here, this is the collar, so we've made a ribbed stitch, and the same thing we need to do at the bottom of the body. And so we reach for a marker, and I've chosen for the border to be in this color, in this yarn. So I take the yarn, the acrylic yarn, make a slip knot, and I pass this yarn through the loop. What we need to do is crochet all around this row with one single crochet. So with a different color, in my case it's a different color. So we do single crochets around, and then we do the ribbed stitch. This is exactly what we were doing on the collar. So the same thing we're going to do on the sleeves, at the end of the sleeves, around the wrist. So we do single crochet to the end of this row, and then I'll show you how to do the ribbed stitch. So I finish this row by taking this marker, put aside, we crochet this last loop like so, and then in the next one where we began with a different color, I do a slip stitch. Now we have to make 7 air loops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We tighten the last loop slightly, and we crochet 6 loops with these humps, like from this. So we we crochet through these humps. I made them a bit too tight. Okay. like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we crochet 6 6 air loops. Now what we need to do is do 2 slip stitches. So we look at the border here where we crocheted 1 single crochet, and we see this loop has been already crocheted, so we avoided it. So we pick up the next loop which hasn't been crocheted, and we make 2 slip stitches in 2 single crochets. Then we avoid these 2 stitches and we go into the 3rd and crochet into the back loop like so, 6 single crochets, and the last one I crochet 2 loops together so it's stronger. So 1 air loop, 2 together in the beginning, and then we crochet into the back loops, not into the first, into the front one which is in our direction, but the back loop, so the second loop. So make sure you remember how many crochets we need to do. So we need to do 6 crochets until we do those 2 slip stitches like so, 2 slip stitches, rotate and go into the 3rd and crochet into the back loop like so, and make sure you don't miss any stitches. So we do 1 extra loop, 2 together, and then in the back loop, all of them in the back loop. And we do this until the end of this, until we meet up at around here, at about here. So I'm going to crochet all around and until I meet up with this part here, and I'll show you how to finish this bottom body jumper. So I've got closer to this piece where we started the in circle. I have crocheted all around, and now we need to do 1 air loop and then 2 together, and then we crochet in every single second loop to create this ribbed stitch. Then we crochet 2 slip stitches like so, then we on the inside out on the wrong side we slip stitch all these 6 loops, so 6 loops like this, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's yeah, 3 now. Now 1, 2, 3. So it's 6 stitches in total. We finish here like this. Then we cut this yarn and make a knot, and we hide it on the wrong side of the tails. Plus, I would like to make sure you understood this tutorial right. So when you do the body, you can do any length you like. I've made 20 rows of double crochet. You can make 15 rows if you want to be a crop top. If you want for it to be longer, then you do 20 rows, for instance, like in my case. And you can try an experiment. For instance, you just wear it and see how it suits you. So we finished the ribbed stitch at the bottom. Then we will move on into doing sleeves here. Here is the sleeve. As you can see, this is where I started. So I as you remember, we had about 4 loops under the armpits, and this is where I actually have made the stitches, the double crochets. And when you do it, bear in mind not to leave holes. So try to avoid these stitches when you do the sleeve, because it will just make holes under the armpits. And if you do happen to have holes, then just sew it, and it will not be as visible hole, and everything will be fine. So this is where I continued the sleeve. The raglan went is up to here. This is where I've done the sleeve, and this is how it looks like. I've changed colors, and here I've changed also a different color. I've made it for my mother, so she's a lot thinner than I am, and something sleeve like this would suit her better, which is a bit more on a slim side. And so I have made the sleeve, and then I've added the cuff. As you remember, we've made the collar and the border at the bottom. How we've made it at the collar and the border of the body with this rib stitch. It's exactly how we do it on the cuff. So it's very easy, very simple to make. I'm going to show you on a different jumper which I make for myself, how to do the sleeves. So as you remember, we've done 4 air loops, so we have space here for 4 stitches, so we need to crochet 4 double crochets in here. So, but in this case we need to crochet 2, so we make a slip knot like so. We take this sleeve, this is where the 4 air loops we had. When I've crocheted around the body, you can see the double stitches that I've made. This is size number 6, the hook, but it doesn't matter. What I want to show you is how to proceed when you have 4 loops. So when you have 4 loops, we start with the middle of 4 loops, which means the 3rd and the 4th loop we start with a brand new yarn. So we pass through like so. So we do a slip stitch to attach it, and then we do 1, 2 air loops, and we make double crochet in the next one. So in the 3rd we make 2 air loops, and in the 4th stitch we do a double crochet. Then we try and avoid the V stitches because it will create like a hole under the armpit. So we just crochet the stitches that do not have holes, so it's just a stitch. So what I do, I crochet first row, then second row I do the decreases, and but you can do other type of decreases. For instance, you crochet 2 rows, and on the 3rd row you do 2 decreases. If you want a slimmer sleeve, a bit more hugging the arm, then you should do every other row you decrease with 2 stitches, and you repeat over and over again until you are able to get to the size of your arms, the size that you want, the size that suits you. Usually, for instance, my mother has 40 centimeters arms, but I have 44 centimeters. So I know that for me I need to add a bit more around the sleeves. So this is what we need to do, and basically you decrease according to what type of sleeve you want to achieve. So in this case I would like to do every 2 rows. I don't want a hugging sleeve, I don't want the slimmer sleeve. I want something that is a bit more loose on me, a bit more oversized. So this is first row we are making. This tutorial is simple and suitable for beginners. I've tried to explain as much as I can, even though it's not my main language. I tried to explain the simplest ways I can for you to understand, and this is not difficult to do, so I can assure you, even if you are a beginner, you can still do a project like this. You can still achieve big things like jumpers and blankets and all sorts of things that you would like to create. Okay, so I avoid the V stitches, which was a Raglan stitch. Okay, now we see the two hair loops. So the first air loop and the second air loop we crochet 2 stitches, 2 double crochets. Then we see on the third the 2 air loops we've created at the beginning of a row. So what we need to do is we take the hook, we take it from behind like so, grab the yarn, and then we pass it through the loop. Then we do again another 2 air loops, yarn over, and we crochet the next double crochet stitch. And we knit, for instance, I'm going to do 2 rows without decreases and 1 row with 2 decreases. And I'm going to show you, after I make 2 rows without any decreases, I'm going to show you the third row how to make the decreases, and you'll see how to proceed. So I have started the third row, and I put the marker on the first row where we have crocheted into those 4 air loops. Then this is the second row, which we also did not decrease like the first row. We did not decrease. Now I began third row, and what I like to do, so I don't get confused, that row where I'm decreasing, I mark it so that I know I have to do the decrease. So what I do a couple of stitches, and randomly I do a decrease stitch. So I do yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 together, yarn over, next loop, 2 together, then 2 together, then again. And this is a decrease. So this is first decrease. So we decrease to 1 stitch, so it will be 1 stitch less in this round. But what I do 2 decreases. So I do 2 decreases in the same row, which means 2 stitches will be less on every third row that we crochet. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the second decrease. So yarn over, 2 together, 2, pass through the loop, 2, pass 2, pass 2, and this is another decrease, and we do until the end of this row. We crochet until the end of this row. We do not decrease in the next 2 rows, and on the 3rd row, every 3rd row, we decrease again twice. So we decrease with 2 stitches. We have 2 stitches every 3rd row, and this is what we need to do. And you can measure this garment as you work it and see how many times you need to decrease and how many times without decreases, and it should be easy. I'm not sure what else I can tell you useful in this tutorial, but the cuffs I've shown you in how to do at the bottom, and on the collar the rib stitch, so it's the same thing. And I've shown you the decreasing, and as I said, you can decrease depending on what sleeve you want to achieve. So I think this is about it, how to make a jumper. And you hide all the tails, and you weave them on the wrong side, then you do the blocking of a jumper, of a sweater, and after that you can wear it. You can add flowers as well if you want to. You can crochet some flowers, some leaves, or you can just leave it, because Raglan sleeves, Raglan jumper is beautiful on its own. You can try color combinations, rainbow colors, which I've shown you. I've made for my mom the colorful jumper, which I've shown you. So you can do multicolored jumper and play around with your ideas and creativity and achieve something beautiful. So I think this is it for me. Please subscribe. I've been Anna Vanila. I'm Anna Vanila. I've shown you how I do my jumpers with crochet style, in crochet, because I know how to also do them in knit craft. So maybe sometime in the future I'm going to show you how to do with knitted pullovers, and I'll show you. I've shown you here, hopefully in good ways, in easy way to understand, and hopefully you're going to subscribe to my channel and to watch my new videos, new tutorials that will be coming up soon. So I wish you luck in your creations, and hopefully you would find this tutorial useful for you. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing and leaving comments below. So thank you so much for everything. Bye.